Hey docs, we've got a powerful tip today, and there's a big problem in this profession I want to clear up in a short amount of time. We do a lot of free webinars to teach chiropractors some information that they don't need to jump on an airplane to get. But in the process, I also get a lot of questions that's going to really drive this next video tip. And that a lot of docs are doing marketing and it isn't working and it's not nearly as effective as it could be. Number one, and one of the problems, is that you could be breaking laws that could cost you big time. Number two, you're not attracting believers. What you're doing is you're attracting anybody and everybody to your practice, and that's the wrong way to do it. And number three, we do a lot of bait and switch marketing, and that sucks. So I'm gonna clear it up in a minute, how you can change those three things in a short amount of time. But one of the things I wanna let you know about is I will be speaking on 3 continents coming up here really soon. I'll be in Melbourne at the end of October, hosting an Art of the Influence in Australia, teaching docs how to do lectures and 10-minute talks, and I'll be in Rome at the Life Vision Seminar in Rome, Italy in November. But these 3 problems, I'm gonna drop in some info because we have a program called Corporate Skeleton Key where your CA can set up your events and your outside marketing. Your CA can set up your health talks. In the program CSK, you should have someone that sets up the outreach. You go and turn people on because on every continent that I speak, we always talk about taking the message to the masses and how to turn people on to chiropractic care. Stick around after this drop-in because I'll clear up those 3 problems. One of them's illegal, gonna keep you out of jail, and that's no joke. And the other one's how to get some believers in your practice. Screw the skeptics. Check this out.
All right, I'm Dr. Rachel Hutchison. I've been with CSK now for about 12 months with Brad. The results that we've got really can't be put into words. We've gotten up to 55 new patients just with 2 talks in a week's worth of time. And it's really a done-for-you program. You hire a person, they follow the system, you can just treat your patients, and your key holder basically just tells you where to be and when, and you're in and you're out, and you can look no further as far as new patients go. So I highly recommend it. Search no more, new patients for a lifetime.
We've had great success with the Corporate Skeleton Key program. We've had 19 straight consecutive weeks of events scheduled.
My name is Dr. Albert Mansour. I practice in Chino Hills, California. I've been in practice over 25 years. I've done health talks in the past where I've done a talk and left with no patients. Then I joined Brad's CSK program, and it's been great ever since. We on the average have a talk scheduled once a week. Currently we have a talk scheduled with all the PTA presidents in our school district, and if that goes good, then we're set for the whole year. What's unique about Brad's program, the CSK program, is that it's constantly changing, it's constantly adding new content, and it really teaches you how to properly publicly speak to be effective, so much so that you start to critique other public speakers. So I highly recommend that you join it. I think it's a wonderful investment, and there's no way you could go wrong.
All right, so there you have it. The golden rule is this in your marketing. Momentum cures everything. If you have a CA or a spouse, even a chiropractic student, run the Corporate Skeleton Key. They set up events in your community. Because you see, if you're hosting events in your office, that's called throwing the party. It's easier to go to the party. Go to where people are already assembled. Quit throwing the party in your practice. You're beating up your email list, you're spending 10 times the money, and you're also gonna burn out your CAs if they have to keep badgering and hounding your patients to show up to an internal lecture. Get out of your practice. Take the message to the community. That's what I hear all the time on different continents and at big seminars. Get into your community. So let me give you some solutions. The first problem when it comes to growing your practice is that we need to keep you legal. Let's keep it legit. If you're doing Groupon, understand Groupon's illegal because you're fee splitting for a new patient. That's called capping and steering. Serious consequences in every state, in almost in every country. You cannot be doing a fee split. Get away from Groupon. Number 2, if you're doing this pampered employee, rub-a-dub, soft tissue, muscle problems, wow, that hurts. Come in, let's take a bony x-ray. It's called a bait and switch. You want to attract believers. Deliver a message to people so you attract the right people. Don't go in and do these bait and switch pampered employee programs. You're spending a lot of money on your COA. That's your cost of acquisition. And if you're hosting lectures in your practice, you're beating up your material, and I don't care how good the PowerPoint is, if you're trying to grow a family practice, you need to get out of your office. Making people come to your practice is actually something that families can't often do. So you see, it's a contradiction. Many of you have great PowerPoints and talks you're supposed to give that are going to build a family practice, and yet you've got to get a family to come into your office to do it. Doesn't work that way. You've got to go to them. Whether it's community events, corporate events, small businesses, in the corporate skeleton key, we'll show you how to go to currently assembled groups. Have somebody on your team part-time, be delegated to setting up your events and get into the community. Hey, if you're in Australia, I'll be there at the end of October. And if you're on the continent of Europe, come see me in Rome at Life Vision. My good buddy Gilles Lamarche is putting on that event. And if you want to learn anything about your practice, from the mistakes you're making to the positive things you can do and how to influence people with what it is that you say to them, then get there. And I promise you, I won't be doing this in Rome, Italy. I don't know where that came from. It's like doing this in the UK. Some of you know what that is. The rest of you, get on with this show. Quit throwing events in your office. Get into the community. Play in the big leagues. That's where it's at. And momentum cures everything. 19 consecutive weeks of talks. 16 different school talks. That can be you. Take a web tour about CSK. We can explain more of what we're doing and how we can help your practice grow predictably.